Okay guys, so Bitcoin has formed a ascending broadening wedge. Now this pattern is a bearish pattern. We're going to be talking about this in a little bit more detail today, obviously running through a short-term technical analysis and a market analysis, discussing, what actually needs to happen for us to flip here. Can we go lower? All that cool kind of stuff, and running through a larger time frame technical analysis. The focus of today's video is to really talk about the technical indicators behind the price action and discuss if we can see anything new from that. Before we get into the video, go on down to the pinned comment below, click the link, join our Telegram channel and get access to all of our posts, updates, market analysis, and a whole range of other information. If you're interested in joining our VIP channel, however, you do need to contact me through the free channel to get access to our VIP. You can see we've got a variety of different trade signals in here, exclusive market updates, and much more. Just to give you information, one of our last trade signals over here did 341% profit on Matic. Obviously, that was a 10x long for Matic. Let's go ahead and dive right into the video. And of course, Bitcoin, like I said, has developed some sort of ascending broadening wedge. Now, there was a little bit of speculation behind this chart pattern, and I do have to go ahead and confirm it, and I'll do the confirmation in a second. I haven't actually looked at it too much, but from an eye point standpoint of view, it looks like an ascending broadening wedge. And what that is when you have a broadening resistance and support as the price is moving in a general uptrend direction, meaning both trend lines are slanted upwards, but they are broadening as the price time horizon increases. That's kind of what we're seeing here. Now, this is a bearish pattern. It does mean we're going to see rejection at this point somewhere and come back down. Now, we will eventually break to the downside here if this is in fact an ascending broadening wedge, because like I said, it is a bearish pattern. Upwards consolidation, bearish breakdown. So we'll keep an eye on that one in today's video. We'll discuss it a little bit more. As you can see, Bitcoin is pushing upwards here, which is totally fine. Even if this is an ascending broadening wedge, we can definitely see the price push back upwards to anywhere above or even on this trend line once again. So we do have this movement room upwards. Let's go ahead and zoom out, and we'll kind of ignore this pattern for a second and just talk about the larger time frame on the 4 hours and come back and discuss that in a little bit. But what we can see, and what we talked about in yesterday's video, is we talked about this major resistance sitting around 20,380, 20,400-ish. And what we can notice, guys, is that Bitcoin broke above that resistance, came down, and actually retested that resistance, and then now it's pushing back upwards. This is a bullish sign. And we talked about how we are still in a symmetrical triangle formation. For the new viewers here, the current market structure is a symmetrical triangle. Now, a symmetrical triangle, as you can see, defined by this uptrending support line and its downtrending support line, is in fact a neutral pattern. These are consolidations that happen over at least a 3+ week period that generally have this sideways consolidation where we have an uptrending support, downtrending resistance. And the direction of which we entered the symmetrical triangle, so in this case, we entered from the top side in, is generally the direction we continue after a break. Not always, but it's generally the case. Now, we do have to keep in mind that we can reverse here because we do have major support here at that 18K level with the uptrending 9-year support as well as the 300-day moving average. All right. Now that we defined that and we talked about how, we are in a symmetrical triangle, there's a higher chance that we do break down, but there's always a chance we break up. It's only about a 68% chance here that we will actually break down from here, but 68% chance is still the dominant probability, or still the more likely scenario. Therefore, we are still keeping that one in mind. So let's go ahead and zoom out really quickly and talk about what actually needs to happen for us to flip bullish, because a lot of people are starting to flip bullish, and I just want to make sure that everyone's aware of, why right now isn't the time to be technically bullish. And I'm not saying be bearish. This entire time above, the support resistance zone and below these dotted lines, just be neutral. I've been telling you for a long time. Expect the bottom to potentially be in based on this chart, but don't be so bullish that you're going all into a market, because that's a very risky play until you have confirmation of a reversal. And this dotted trend line is basically one of the main things I'm using. And you can see this dotted trend line is representing a period of massive contention on the chart when it comes to supports and resistances on the Bitcoin chart. And generally, when we push back above this area, we see this rally upwards. We can see multiple times this has happened. And when we break below the area, we see these significant moves downwards. And we've seen that happen again over here. So that is still acting as a very strong resistance on the chart, which is currently directly above us and makes up the basis of the initial downtrending resistance of the symmetrical triangle formation we are in. So we do have this major resistance zone still above the price. And even if we do break above the symmetrical triangle resistance, we are still technically under resistance diagonally until we break above this line over here. Furthermore, if we do break above that line, we still need to challenge the 200-day moving average on the weekly chart, which is sitting around 22,700, 22,800 currently, which if we go ahead and draw a line in, it is sitting around over here. So currently above that resistance zone as well. So there's a lot of resistance above us. There's actually more resistance above us than support below us. And I don't mean that in terms of the strength. I mean that in terms of the sheer number of points of resistance. When we take a look at support, we have this single support line, uptrending line. We have this support zone, and that's about it, okay? We do have a lower support zone here, but we don't think the price is gonna head down into this zone one more time. The only chance we go back into this zone again is if we get this breakdown from this 9-year support line. We can push into this zone, like I said, retouch about 16,200 to 16,500. That will be the fake out. We push back in and we never ever come back down again. That would confirm the bottom over here, and we push upwards, continuing upwards. That is definitely a possibility. So let's go ahead, now that I've defined, what's happening in the market, let's go ahead and take a look at the short term, and then we'll zoom out and do our technical analysis for this video. So let's go to the 30-minute chart. So what I like to do, guys, I like to bring up the VRPV. I really have been enjoying using the VRPV lately. It's been a great tool. I've been finding the more and more I use it, the more I actually like this tool to just define, where the price is going to be moving, the velocity of the price movements between certain ranges, and what are the chances of the price moving at these ranges. So we can see already that Bitcoin is pushed into this low volume range over here. If I zoom back out again, you'll see it a bit better. Which is this being range over here. We pushed upwards, we got rejected from this higher volume range over here, and that can confirm that we do have this major resistance sitting around $21,000. And we can't expect the price was actually sitting a little bit lower, about 20,950. We can't expect the price to move significantly higher until that level is actually broken, which would take us again to the top of this wedge, lines up with this current resistance over here, and it's getting very close to this downward trending resistance. What we can say for sure over here, guys, there's quite a low chance we do push up much higher here. I think there's a higher chance we come down, reverse, head back down, maybe find support once again around this level. But again, we do have to keep in mind we are in a symmetrical triangle, and generally the price will bounce between these points. We do have, again, 1 push up, that's 2, 3, 4. We're still waiting for a 5th retest, right? This quite wasn't high enough. So we're still waiting for point number 5 for our symmetrical triangle to have the validation. Of course, we do need 2 points on the top side and 3 points on the bottom side to confirm it, to actually have that pattern complete for the symmetrical triangle. So we're still waiting for one more retest on the top side. Will this actually push up? It's hard to say for sure, but it is a possibility. So let's go ahead and take a look at our technicals, guys. And of course, Bitcoin is still in this macro descending wedge on, or should I say falling wedge, descending wedge, what do you want to say, on the 7-day chart. And we talked about this a while ago, and we've been talking about it a fair bit lately, but this is of course a very, very bullish pattern. And I don't want to, there's no point drawing it back, but I showed you how even at this point over here, we found some support resistance. They generally break upwards, and we talked a lot about how the RSI can be used to determine the price direction, because momentum helps push price. Price moves on momentum, it moves on volume, velocity, all that kind of stuff, and momentum's on the big one to push the price over these resistance levels. So when will we actually have that bullish flip? If we do have a bullish breakout above the RSI and the price can get above this dotted trend line over here, we will have that push upwards. That will be a confirmation, a pure confirmation that the trend is actually flipped. And that's a very key level to keep in mind, that $29,000 level, because if we go ahead and look at this chart again and zoom out on this chart, we can see at that level, that 28,000, 29,000 level, we would be breaking out of this descending wedge formation. We can see this descending wedge formation. We have number 1, a resistance zone. This is our first resistance over here, resistance number 1, and our upper resistance, resistance number 2, forming this macro descending wedge formation. Again, these zones between these two parallel diagonal lines represent resistance zones. So the lower and the upper are the main resistances, and then the upper levels of the two trend lines have a secondary resistances, meaning that the zone is not technically cleared until these levels are broken. And what does that mean? It means if we do break this lower zone, this lower level, we will immediately push up to the upper level, but until we break the upper level, we do not flip upwards and continue upwards. We can still get rejected, as we saw over here, as we've seen over here, and as we've seen over here for support twice. So the price is technically not bullish, guys, until we break these levels and clear these levels. 29,000, like we said, is a very strong point of contention on the chart and will be required to break for us to head upwards. And of course, the RSI can confirm that for the Bitcoin chart over here. So let's go ahead and do our technical analysis. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the RSI. We'll start on this chart to use it for the 7-day chart, and let's go ahead and bring up some indicators. Let's go Ichimoku Cloud to start with, and again, 7-day, these larger time frames, it's not too beneficial to be using these Ichimoku Clouds and these lagging indicators, but it can tell you some things in regards to, you know, what the price is doing more or less than what the price will do. So we can see the price is still in this massive downtrend. We do have this consolidation sideways. We haven't seen anything kind of move over here. We can see, however, that the baseline is starting to flatten out, and that can be a potential sign of the bottom coming close. And the baseline starts to flatten out, we do have this reversal incoming potentially. Anything else on the daily, on the weekly, we can't really see. The 3-day over here, again, the price is looking actually okay here because we do have a break over the conversion line. And there needs to be a few things for the Ichimoku Cloud to signal an entry point. And of course, a break over conversion line is just but one. We would need a few things. We would need the break over conversion baseline, the price over the clouds, as well as a lagging span through the clouds. And obviously in the larger time frames, this takes a while to develop. But we can see, for example, if we go back over here, we can see how that kind of looks. So we have a break over the clouds with the lagging span, the price is over the clouds, and the price is above the conversion line and baseline. That triggers we're in a significant uptrend. What happened from there? Well, we basically continued upwards. Okay, so there's a very low chance we actually head down on a macro when we're in that position on the Ichimoku. Let's go ahead and react to the daily and see if we see anything new. So the clouds are getting quite low here, which is good. The price is consolidating sideways closer to the clouds, similar to what we saw over here. The only difference is, guys, at this point over here, we didn't have any major support below us. At the difference point over here, we have this major support zone below us. So people are saying, you know, this is a fractal that's going to play out again. We're going to see this massive drop down again. It is possible, but we are slightly in different positions over here. Although these are both sideways consolidations, this sideways consolidation was an upward, ascending channel, which is a bearish consolidation. This is a symmetrical triangle, which is a neutral consolidation. So different, we're in different points over here. We can't say for sure this is going to break downwards, but this is not 100% a bearish pattern. It is more a neutral pattern. So we are breaking over the conversion line. We are breaking over the baseline. It's looking okay. Again, the lagging span and the price below the clouds are still two bearish indicators. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Gaussian channel. So nothing too new on the Gaussian channel here for the daily. We'd still like this price to break into it. I'm not going to look at anything else for the Gaussian channel. We would wait for something like this to occur. The price breaking into the Gaussian channel would be the ideal time to enter, according to the Gaussian channel. So not too much else to go for that one. Let's go ahead and take a look at the MACD and RSI. We looked at the RSI already. Let's go ahead and take a look at the MACD. So on the 7-day, guys, we'll start on the 7-day. It's not telling us too much again. Like I said, we talked about the MACD in one of the last videos. We do have this slight flattening out, or this slight divergence heading back upwards a little bit over here. We can see a significant reduction in selling volume, which is obviously nice to see. It doesn't mean too much on the 7-day. On the 3-day, we do have a bullish crossover. Again, bullish crossovers won't mean much until this is sustained and we get back above the 0 on the RSI, on the MACD, sorry. So what I can tell you right here, guys, is we're kind of still in that same position. I know I keep making the same videos over and over and saying we're in the same position over and over, but it's really important that we just stress this concept into you guys and make sure you're very much aware. And that's kind of, we kind of tell you in different ways, most videos, go over the same things most of the time, but it really is mostly the same. Until we get these significant moves upwards, until we break these major resistance points on the chart, there's no need to drastically shift your opinions on the direction. So unless the chart has made a drastic or significant move above a major support, you should more or less be thinking the same thing. I know what a really good thing is to think about the last 2 or 3 candles don't determine the next 2 or 3 candles. So if you're seeing our green candles here, we must be bullish, you're thinking about it wrong, because that doesn't necessarily mean the price is going to continue upwards. The reality is, we still have this massive area of resistance. We're still within this massive area of resistance. We still have a lot of resistance above us. We have a lot of support below us. We're still moving sideways, guys. And until we get a directional move from here, we're very much just moving within a range. And while you're in a range, you shouldn't be making long-term decisions. You should be waiting for the range to break and then acting accordingly if the technicals flip to your positive, to your side, should I say, and then act accordingly. So even now, guys, even though I've been saying, this is potentially the bottom, and we go to, for example, one of my Twitter posts that I made a long time ago over here, and we said, this is where we're going to bottom out over here. We're going to bottom out at this point over here. And we've come down to this point. And even though a lot of you guys probably know already that I've been telling everyone, this is most likely the bottom, and I still believe this is most likely the bottom, we might have a singular, candle below to like 16,200 and push back up. I still make sure that my long-term positions aren't being put in until we have confirmation of that, because we don't have confirmation that this is the bottom yet, even though we still have a lot of indications that this could potentially be the bottom. We don't have confirmation, and until you have confirmation, you can't be sure. If you can't be sure, you shouldn't be trading on that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll go into a little bit other stuff. I want to do an altcoin video tomorrow. I think I'm going to do a video on let's take a look. I've got a few coins over here. Maybe like Solana, AVAX, or maybe Gala, or maybe Atom. So I'm going to pick one of those four, maybe Solana, AVAX, Gala, or Atom. Let me know down below which one you want to see. So Solana, AVAX, Gala, or Atom. Just let me know which one you want to see. And I think the one with the most votes I'll pick. Okay. With that being said, guys, I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Cheers. Okay, guys, we're going to be taking a quick look at Bitget, and now Bitget is where I personally trade. I highly recommend signing up to Bitget with the link down below. Bitget is probably the best exchange out there if you are a trader. It has a variety of features, and the best things about Bitget are a few things. Number one, it's non-KYC. Well, KYC is completely optional on Bitget. Now, there's a whole variety of exchanges out there nowadays that have gone completely centralized, sharing your personal trading information and information of decentralized governments and different governing bodies. Bitget allows that option to be left to the individual, to the user of the exchange. You can decide to non-KYC, you can decide to KYC. It's completely your choice. Another really beneficial thing about Bitget, and the biggest reasons why I'm sitting here actually recommending Bitget to all my followers, is that it has 0.02% trading fees. All right, this is significantly lower than any other cryptocurrency trading exchange out there. FTX, Binance, can name a bunch more, KuCoin. It is significantly lower, by 500% lower than the lowest exchange out there, Binance. Another big thing, guys, is there's no global restrictions on who can use Bitget. Anyone from anywhere can sign up to Bitget and get access to the entire exchange of all the tools, whether it be futures or spot. No matter which country you're in, you can use futures and spot. If you're in America, for say, and you want to get access to more spot trading pairs, such as Binance Global, and you can't sign up, well, guess what? They've got 250 different spot trading pairs here on Bitget to get access to, and you can get access to all of these. If you're in Australia and you want to access the futures market and you can't trade futures, you can do it here on Bitget. You can get access to the future market and start trading with leverage. And finally, guys, if you do want to sign up to Bitget, go ahead, click that link down below to sign up to Bitget, and you'll get access to the reward center over here, which enables up to $4,000 in rewards by completing 5 tasks. All right, guys, we'll get back to the video. Thanks for listening to that. Okay, guys, I want to take a quick moment to introduce the Become a Trader course at the end of this video. This course was designed by myself and Wolves of Crypto. We put together a whole variety of knowledge to create the most cohesive, understandable, and beneficial trading course there is on the market. If you're interested in learning how to become a trader, if you're interested in learning how to use technical analysis, if you're interested in learning how to apply market analysis to different cryptocurrencies, this is a course for you. We teach you everything from the fundamentals, the basics about what cryptocurrency is, how to trade cryptocurrency, mastering the craft of cryptocurrency, diving into a whole range of technical indicators, market structures, and teaching you how to utilize these when finding trades and applying risk management strategies to become more profitable over time. We even dive into market psychology, human psychology, and provide a variety of different videos and educational content, including courses and quizzes to assist your learning along the way. If this is something you're interested in, guys, go ahead and contact us down below at the cryptoacademycourses@gmail.com. We'll send you an email back with all the course information, the structure, the payment details, and everything else you need to know. Does That being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video today, and we'll catch you in the next one.